So the Vancouver real estate market usually goes up in value. And imagine you bought a home a few years ago, invested over $100,000 into the property thinking the value would go up. And when it comes time to sell, you actually end up losing all your investments, which has actually been a reality for a lot of people in our markets this year. This is the start of a bit of a wave that's about to hit our market, and I want to make sure that you're well informed before doing anything in our real estate market moving forward here. My name is Connor. I've been a real estate agent for the last 5 years with the goal of simplifying your real estate journey so you can move forward with confidence. So let's get into the video. We're first going to talk about what our market is doing right now. I'll be looking at my screen as I do this, and let's first start off with the sales numbers. When we look at the overall number of sales happening every month, when we look throughout history, we're actually at one of the very slow times in our market here in Vancouver. Looking at total inventory in our market, that's the amount of properties on the market right now. We're at near record highs, and it's been growing for the last few years. So where's our market going, and what do I mean when I say there's a bit of a wave about to hit our market? Our province announced what's called Bill 44. This allows for multiple single-family units on one single-family lot. You might have seen some of these being built throughout Burnaby and Vancouver, these fourplex designs here. And what's caused this is a huge boom of these being planned and built. This map here shows all the active and pending permits for these types of properties. There's over 600 of them, and so that's thousands upon thousands of brand new units about to hit our market starting next year. Also, this is a map of all the active low rises, high rises, and townhome projects being planned as well, and so we have thousands of more of these types of properties coming to our market also. In an already high supply environment, when we have this much more coming, there's a huge risk of an oversupply coming to our market. An oversupply of similar types of homes causes builders and developers to undercut each other in price, which will have a domino effect to the rest of the market. So what does this mean if you're a homeowner? How do you prepare for something like this? Homeowners who are going to be in direct competition with this new supply, so people who own older condos, townhomes, and duplexes, are the ones that are going to want to pay the most attention to this new supply. Our government also got rid of that GST for first timers on brand new homes. This gives them an incentive to look at the brand new units compared to the older ones on the market. So as a homeowner, do you have some of these properties that are possibly stressing you out, or have something coming up where you might need some extra cash? If so, as the banks are cutting rates right now, it might be better to cash out sooner rather than later compared to selling in a harder environment with a lot more competition sometime next year or the year after. If you're thinking about buying, should you buy? Should you wait? What should you do in this situation? Stepping into the market obviously depends on a lot of personal factors, but if you are ready to go, here are a few tips to make sure you're buying something that'll always retain its value. Out of everything on the market, making sure you're focusing on the absolute best and livable floor plans. That's open concept, places that feel big as well as above average size bedrooms, combined with the 4 fundamentals of great real estate. The 4 fundamentals being 1, location. Not only is it a good location today, but it's gonna be a great location 5, 10, 15 years from now. Privacy. There's a great sense of privacy throughout the entire home. Sound, minimal sound coming into the home. And then lastly, a great exposure and view. Great views and great sun exposure throughout the entire home. A home that has all of these things going for it will always be in high demand in our market. Also, make sure to use your leverage in high supply markets. Here's an example of a client that bought from me a few months ago, this property on the left. It was a completely detached townhome in Vancouver with its own separate parking. Over 1,000 square feet, really nice floor plan, and was on the market originally for 1.248, and we got it down to 1.15. That's almost $100,000 less than asking. Another example of a brand new Brentwood condo here. Huge deck, had panoramic views of the mountains. Originally on the market for $968, and we got it down to $878. So as I end this video, I want to end off with this one particular point. Our market here in Vancouver experiences upswings, as well as the fact that it experiences downswings. So as prices are coming down at the moment, as a homeowner, understanding that these cycles can last 1 to 2 years, and so making sure you're planning accordingly. And then as a buyer, also understanding that these types of markets is when you can actually negotiate deals rather than negotiating how much more you might have to spend in a hot market. If you had any questions on anything I said today, feel free to message me, email me, visit my website. I'd be super happy to work together and go through everything with you again. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really appreciate it. I look forward to speaking with you very soon.